the Egyptian Antiquities Service issued licenses to excavators on a seasonal basis. For the last 7 years, the license had gone to Professor Ludwig Borchardt and his team. No one else was allowed to dig there, no rival European archaeologists, and most definitely not a pair of young Mohammedans. Never mind that the girl's family had been digging and selling the fruit of their labour for 100 years before Borchardt came. Her father had been hired by the German as a consultant and had sworn to stop his own black market business in return for a substantial salary. But her brother refused to adhere to the agreement. "It's our people's heritage," he had argued, "like the crops of the field and the fish of the Nile." So on this weekend, which the Christians called Easter, when her father was in Cairo with his German employer, her brother had coaxed her to join him in a little subsistence looting. "For old time's sake," he had grinned. Reluctantly, she agreed. After she helped her mother wash up and read her younger siblings a bedtime story, she donned her cloak, preparing to join her brother for an evening walk. The mother assessed her twin children. The boy looked as cocksure as always, but the girl, there was something bothering her. "You don't have to go," the woman said to her daughter. "Not if you don't want to." Her brother interrupted before she could finish, putting his arm around her and ushering her to the door. "Don't worry, Mother, I'll look after her. She's just a bit out of practice, aren't you?" The girl couldn't deny this. She nodded half-heartedly. Said their mother, wiping her hands dry on her apron. "If I didn't know the Europeans were away, I might be more worried." "Worried about what?" asked her son, as he too pulled on his cloak. "We're just going for an evening stroll, and if we happen to walk past the old city, well—" He grinned and kissed his mother on her forehead. "Watch out for Mohammed and his dog," said the mother. "He's usually asleep on the job and he owes your father 6 favours, but you never know." "We will," said her son, as he and his sister picked up their sacks containing ropes and tools and headed out into the night. Half an hour later, the twins were at their pre-selected destination, the remains of an ancient workshop that had belonged to a man called Thutmose, the personal sculptor of Pharaoh Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti. 2 years ago, the German team, guided by the twins' father, had unearthed the ruins of the sprawling facility and found a bust of the beautiful queen with only one eye. The sculpture had now been sent to Berlin, but it wasn't the only work of art retrieved. There were dozens of half-finished statues and bits of broken limbs in a series of storerooms and trash piles. And, so the twins knew, a secret underground chamber where the sculptor had kept his most precious work. Their father had declined, so far, to tell his new employers about the chamber, but rumour of its existence had been passed down in the family from generation to generation. "I still don't understand why Papa hasn't told the Germans about it yet," said the girl. "Perhaps they haven't paid him enough," observed the boy. He struck a match and lit a small hurricane lantern he'd taken from his sack. Then ranged the lamp in a wide arc over the trenches and roped off squares of earth. "But it's only a matter of time until someone finds it." "And you think you know what it is?" asked the girl. The boy nodded. "And so do you. Do you remember that rhyme Grandpa used to sing?" The girl's face lit up in the light of the lamp. She smiled, remembering fondly the old man with skin like dried parchment. "1 barm, 2 barm, between the trees. There's old Tut's treasure, so please don't sneeze." She giggled, just like she used to when she was a child. The boy grinned. "The thing is, I don't think it was just a rhyme." He pointed to a small copse of palm trees about 30 paces west of the perimeter of the workshop dig. A pair of trees were set slightly apart from the rest. "What do you think?" The girl's almond-shaped eyes opened wide. "That's a bit of a stretch." The boy shrugged and walked towards the trees. "Worth a dig, though, don't you think?" The girl scanned the horizon, looking for any sign of the old watchman and his dog. It was all clear. She sighed, shifted her sack from one shoulder to another, and followed her brother.